Welcome to HBD Sports. It's Tuesday, it's money, it's Clyde. We're gonna talk some wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
Yeah, baby, let's get it going. Let's get it started.
Getting it started on a Tuesday. How you doing today, brother?
Pretty good, man. It's always beautiful after Monday going into Tuesday for wrestling
On
fans.
a Tuesday. Got your girl in the car seat. What? No.
Team Blue tonight, baby.
It is. It's time for SmackDown tonight after a great episode of Raw last night. We got a lot to get into today, too. Lots of wrestling news going on, brother. EC3's evidently taking a little shot at WWE. Huge news. I think AJ Styles might have re-signed with WWE. Going to touch on that today. Beth Phoenix, is she going to get back in the ring at WrestleMania? I don't know. We're going to touch on that today a little bit. And Dana White had a few interesting words about Brock Lesnar, whether or not he would take his talents back to the octagon. Also got to get on something we didn't get on yesterday. I wanted to touch on that WrestleMania 18 match between Chris Jericho and Triple H. And Jericho had a few quotes on it, like as to why he had never watched the match. And I kind of wanted to touch on that today also. So you ready to hop into all that today, brother?
Let's get it in, man. Let's bake these biscuits, brother.
Let's bake them, brother. But before we do, why don't you be so kind as to tell the audience what's going to happen if this show, this channel, this podcast, baby, is lucky enough to reach 1K subscribers?
Well, we're going to get Dave in the Elvis suit, and we'll wear him out with the guitar. Might try to get a hold of Thanos, like you said, for the job.
Thanos, Bane, any of them. Just anybody very strong. You know, the Incredible Hulk.
Great Khali.
Yeah, whatever we can do, brother. Let's touch on this first today. Yeah, but so yeah, guys, if you like the show, just give us a subscribe. And 1K subscribers, this guy right here is going to take a guitar shot on video just for you guys. That's how much he loves and cares about the wrestling community. He's going to take a real shot. It's not going to be yeah, maybe
we could get Braun, man. Braun Strowman, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. He might do it for. I don't know, man. I was going to say for a car, but last time someone presented him with a car, I think he tore the damn thing apart. So I don't know what he'd have to give him to do.
Yeah, that was some smart marketing there when they tore that car apart. Looked kind of familiar.
He said, "Let's see what's under the hood."
Kind of looked like the miniature car that comes with him.
Hey, so let's touch on this real quick, man. I wanted to get into it yesterday. Did you hear about Jericho's quotes on why he never watched his he never rewatched his WrestleMania 18 match against Triple H?
I've seen a little bit of it. Basically, he didn't dig it, and he considered that Punk and Undertaker were the main event.
No. He considered Hogan and Rock the main event.
Are you sure? Maybe it was a different WrestleMania then.
Yeah, he was pitching for him and Triple H not to go on last because he said, "How do you follow Hogan and Rock?"
Yeah, he's got a point there.
He said all the air was kind of out of the building, and during the match, and he's never took the time to go back and watch it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. He's like admitting, hey, look, that's what I like about Jericho. He's never afraid to take the, he is arrogant and cocky. Don't get me wrong, but he's never afraid to say, "Hey, look, we shouldn't have went on last year." You know what I mean? He's not afraid to say what was right. I like that about the guy.
Yeah, anybody that's ever seen that WrestleMania, he does have a point, man. The crowd was wild for Hogan and Rock.
Yes, I just wanted to get into that. I want to talk about it yesterday, and we just didn't get to touch on it. And so I guess we'll move right along here, brother. Did you see what EC3 tweeted out yesterday?
No, man, I don't pay much attention to him.
I thought you was a huge EC3 fan.
Oh, man, not really. I kind of was digging him a little bit there, but here lately, it's just got him like a mute that just lifts weights in the background or something. I don't understand.
Well, I've got your Wikipedia up right here. It says Clyde. Is in the very first thing. It just says, born in Louisville, Kentucky, huge fan of EC3. First sentence is what it says, brother.
We got a couple fan pages.
No, but seriously, last night after the show, at the end of Raw, he tweeted this out. "Thanks. Catering was delicious." What do you think about that?
Well, he's probably been honest. I heard they do got first class catering.
But was that kind of like a shot without taking a shot? Like it, like...
I think it was thanks for feeding me, and I wasn't even part of the show. Was he even on Raw at all? I don't think he was.
I don't know. I don't think he was. No, he wasn't.
I don't remember even seeing him. I don't even know if he was. Sometimes he's in the background, and that's about it.
I haven't seen him in weeks. I don't know even where he's been. It's really like we've seen Lesnar more than we've seen EC3 over the last month.
Yeah, I can understand his frustrations because there for a hot minute. I mean, he beat Dean Ambrose. Started to feel like they was going to do something with the guy.
Yeah, I just kind of that's weird. Like you was talking about in prior shows, like how Vince can just cool on somebody almost in the blink of an eye sometimes, and I guess EC3 is just a perfect example of that. Unfortunately for him,
Yeah, he has a long history of running hot and cold on anybody, really.
Speaking of hot and cold, I'm always running hot on a day like today when it's like my favorite day of the year. I know it's your favorite day of the year too, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what day it is, don't you?
Is today Rusev Day?
I think it is Rusev Day. Absolutely. Today is Rusev Day.
Well, happy Rusev Day, brother. Make sure you tell your family and friends and your animals and action figures. And anybody out there listening, you have a happy Rusev Day, too.
Man, I appreciate it, brother, and I hope you have a happy one, too, brother. There's nothing like Rusev Day, baby.
No, I agree with that. It's a beautiful holiday.
Yeah, so after our moment of bliss there with the Rusev Day, also today we're going to kind of maybe touch on a little bit of the Raw results if we got time to get into it. But after our moment of bliss there, we had a good little segment. We're feeling energized after discussing Rusev Day. Got some bad news. Got some bad news today. Yeah, our boss.
Bad news, Brown.
Well, I told you we had the new boss yesterday in the office, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got a couple more words. I tried to have a conversation with him, and, well, here's how it went.
You thought you do not interrupt me when I am busy. Do you understand me? I do not want you to pull this amateur bull crap, all right? I am a professional. Do you hear me? Do you understand me?
So, man, I couldn't even
hell no, man.
I couldn't even get a word in, dude.
Yeah, that's out of control, man. This is getting wild.
Yeah, I don't know where Vince found this guy, but he sent him over here. This is who's running the show. Did you get your desk cleaned up yesterday?
After hearing that, I'm going to go ahead and start while we're talking here.
Ladies and gentlemen, a friend and mentor.
Oh, yeah, we need to get... Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize here.
Hell's broken loose.
It's got a mind of its own, brother. The computer was taking over. Hey, did you hear, though, that... let's go ahead and move along with a little bit of news here now that our boss is done ripping our asses for the day. Did you hear that Kurt Angle's WrestleMania match, is not really set in stone yet, so I guess this Baron Corbin angle that they're taking is, maybe not necessarily finalized.
Oh, that's beautiful. So that means my prayers from last night have possibly been answered. For him to wrestle Baron Corbin, man, I call him Baron Snorbin. So, I really hope it should be John Cena, man. What the hell?
I know you've kind of been pulling for the Cena match, and last night when he came out and got to talking in the middle of the ring, I got to thinking just momentarily, I was like, Clyde was right. Here we go. This is what's going to happen. And then when he said Baron Corbin, I was like, oh, wow. Like, are you serious?
I mean, are you talking about that even Kurt Angle's wife, I don't know if you've seen this on her Twitter account, she said it was underwhelming. She's right. She hit it right there. Which makes me think that's not going to be his opponent when his wife is sitting there saying something about it.
Yeah, that's not good. That's what she said. When something's it's not underwhelming, it's not good.
Yeah, it's got to be. I would think it's going to be Cena, man, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Cena would make sense because, he hasn't been around in a while, and I could see Cena kind of starting to become like the Undertaker too, and just kind of make that yearly appearance at Mania for several years,
They are going to be in Boston this upcoming Monday, so maybe by then we'll get Cena out there in his hometown.
What about Angle versus Undertaker?
I mean, that's acceptable too, but I hate to call him Snorbin, but I'm just not a fan, man, and I think even people that are fans of this guy would, this ain't the right opponent for Kurt Angle in his last match at WrestleMania.
And love John Cena or hate him, you gotta love his eye and the way he calls it like he sees it. He called Baron Corbin a dumpster fire, and I think that's what he is. No, I'm just joking.
I mean,
you know what? That's what he's good at doing his job. I'll give Corbin credit for that. He's good at playing like the dope that generates heat. He's good at doing that. At least that's what he's doing now. So he's filling his role. But yeah, I'm not a fan at all either.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the come up. I've ran hot and cold on him. I was more of a fan when he was, kind of a lone wolf by himself before he turned into an old Charlie's waiter or whatever. Not saying that's a bad thing.
He does look like a waiter. That's funny, man.
Yeah,
or a valet or something.
I feel like he's going to bring me my drinks, not deliver a great wrestling match.
I know. I'm kind of surprised when he gets in the ring. I'm like, he's the acting GM. He can't even wrestle. I don't know why. I'm always just surprised every time he gets in the ring.
that's just not the one. That's not the one for Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. And I would think even Corbin would be like, man, are you serious? Me? You know? I don't know, man. I think that is going to change. I really hope that. I hope that's true. You know.
So, what do you think about the? And we'll move on into another angle here. The women's tag team match that's developing. I guess the match is official anyway. We've already kind of predicted this, but it's going to be Natalya and Beth Phoenix versus the Boston Hug Connection at WrestleMania. What do you think about old Beth Phoenix stepping back in the ring, brother? She's looking pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm running about 60-40 on that. I was wanting it to be Trish and Lita, but it doesn't seem like that's in the works. But I'm happy with it. I love Natalya, and I'm a fan of Beth Phoenix. She looked like she was ready to go, too. So
man, she does look good.
She looks a lot healthier than Tamina and Nia Jax, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good match. And, yeah, I'm happy to see Beth Phoenix back out there also, man. I just didn't know if you saw that development, brother. And, like, we've kind of been predicting that match for the last couple of weeks, and that's kind of what we're getting now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I want to see her, and I know she can do it. I'd like to see her give Nia a good body slam. That'll get the crowd pumped up.
Oh, wow. You know, she probably could do it, too, man. Beth is extreme. She's vicious, man. She's strong.
Yeah. She was a picture of health out there. She was jacked. Looked great. Looked like she'd go another 10 years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she stepped away for any reason other than just to kind of start a family, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with her husband. She's married to Edge.
Right.
I think a lot of it had to do with his injuries and, you know, wanting to be with him and also, like you said, to start a family.
Yeah, that's good. So she looks fresh, man. I think we're going to get a pretty good match at WrestleMania. I know it's not quite what you was hoping for or expecting, but I think it's going to be a pretty good match. And I'm kind of glad, like I said, I'm glad to see Beth getting back out there in the ring. And I guess we'll move on. We'll move on right here.
We could always get that other match next year, maybe.
Which match?
The Trish and Lita versus...
No, dude. They're not going to give you a damn thing you want, brother. You did not see that in your contract?
I'll have to look that over, brother.
Yeah, you need to review that, brother. Absolutely.
That fine tooth comb out.
Yeah, that's what it says right there in the fine print. And so I guess we'll move on, dude. We're going to play, this is my favorite segment of the day. I know you hate the damn thing, but we're going to play it anyway. It's called Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
Yeah, man, shoot it.
Audience, feel free to play along at home. We ask Clyde 3 random wrestling questions every day. He has no prior knowledge, doesn't know where they're coming from. They're coming from out of nowhere, so he doesn't know what to expect every single day. And I guess we'll start with question number 1 here today. All right, here we go. Question number 1. We're going to stay on this whole Boston Hug, Beth Phoenix and Natalya match. Kind of that's the theme for today, okay? So I'll give you that in advance, all right?
All right.
What is Sasha Banks' real first name? Question 1.
Sasha Banks' real first name. Let's see. I'm going to have to pass, brother. Final answer.
All right, I'm going to shoot that over to the stat boy. Pass. Final answer? Oh, I'm so sorry. Her first name is Mercedes.
You're going to have me looking that up now, man.
It's Mercedes.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, it is odd. I mean, not odd, just like unique, I guess, what I meant. So, I mean, I would think, like, I like Mercedes better than I like Sasha almost. Like, I think Mercedes would be a good wrestling name.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a wrestler's name, too.
And the way she dresses with all the glitz and glam just kind of, that's cool, though. Cool name. Cool name. Shout out to Sasha and her cool name.
So, we know if she goes to AEW, she's probably just going, well, I'll just be Mercedes now.
That's right. That's right. Why drive a Banks when you can drive a Benz, baby? No,
yeah, exactly. There you go. We're already writing for it, bro.
All right, here we go. What year was Natalya Neidhart born?
I'm going to say 1984.
Mr. Producer Man, Stat Boy, show me 1984. So close. No, you was a couple years off, but not as bad as you've been in the past. Yesterday, he was like 5 years off on Finn Balor. He was like, I know I'm close. I was like, I don't know. I don't think you're too close.
He was like, he's 63. He's 34.
That's right. No, Natalya was born in 1982, May 27th, 1982.
In Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I wish that had been the question.
Is that where she was born at?
Yeah, I wish you'd asked me the city.
Oh man. Well, I know I'm trying to stump you, dude. That's my goal is to stump you every day.
And that proves that we're not cheating. There's no Google going on here.
Yeah, I try to ask kind of like, I mean, the questions might be a little generic, but I'm trying, they're still tough questions, and only hardcore wrestling fans are going to know the answers to these questions off the top of their head. And you've gotten, I would say, about 50% of them right, in the history of our game here.
Yeah, I had my runs, brother.
All right, now let's shut the hell up. Let's move on. Question number 3. What year was Beth Phoenix born?
I'm gonna say 1982.
Oh, you were so close. Mr. Producer Man, show me 1982. Oh, I thought you was going to get it because the way you drug it out, you was like 1980, and the answer is 1980. So like, if you would just stopped right there, you would.
She's a young lady still.
Yeah, she was born in 1980.
Yeah, she's still young. She's still ready to go, bro.
Yeah, so today you went 0 for 3, dude. That means the rest of the show, the wheels are going to come completely off, brother.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the train wreck?
Gonna be like Dusty Wolf versus the Brooklyn Brawler, man.
That's right, brother. And now we'll move on into this, because really this is the biggest news of the day right here, I think. And that's why I was kind of saving it right here, brother. I was kind of savoring and saving the best news of the day.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Styles tweeted out that he got a new puppy.
What did he get? It was cute.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and also he re-signed with WWE.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Vince is probably celebrating his office over that.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I bet his old ass did a couple of backflips on that one.
Yeah, he really loves AJ.
I mean, AJ is, in my opinion, AJ's the face of the company.
I want to say he's phenomenal, man. That's the word I would like to use.
Yeah, so I mean that's huge. I mean, because you know how well he knows everybody in AEW and how close he is with them guys. I mean, he has to be. And same with like Finn Balor also, and of course Anderson and Gallows, which we're going to touch on in a few moments. A little story I saw about them, but yeah. So with AJ though, like Vince re-signing him, man, it's like we've discussed before. The war's begun, man, and that's another battle right there. You can put in the box for WWE. A little check in the box for WWE. They won that battle right there. That's a huge battle.
Yeah, that's bases loaded. That's a home run. I mean, the guy's a franchise player. He really is. Since they've changed it to SmackDown Live, he is the face that runs the place, like he says.
He really is, man. And that's just, I just can't stress just the importance of that signing.
Oh yeah, man, he's a game changer.
He is. I mean, just imagine had he gone to AEW, the moment. I mean, they already got the momentum with already having Cody and Kenny and Jericho and all the other guys they've already got coming in, and the Young Bucks and like you said, the Lucha Brothers. And man, imagine if they'd have got AJ Styles too. Then I really think you would have started to see that pendulum shift a little quicker towards AEW. But as of right now, we're just like in a trench fight, just all out street brawl for this talent.
Yeah, I'm really glad AJ decided to stick around, because since he's been on the WWE platform, he's a bigger star than he's ever been.
Biggest star in the company, in my opinion, brother. So, yeah, huge news for the day. Congratulations to AJ Styles. Congratulations to WWE for holding on to him. And I really like seeing him on SmackDown. I mean, I do. I like him right there. Hopefully they don't move him to Raw, because SmackDown, in my opinion, is the better show, and it has the better wrestlers. And I hope that remains the same for a few years to come at least, brother.
Yeah, AJ and SmackDown's like peanut butter and jelly, man. It just goes together perfectly and naturally. Traditionally, any way you want to cut it, he is a perfect wrestler for SmackDown Live.
Just like biscuits and gravy, baby.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. And so, did you see also, now, since we're kind of on this topic, this AEW and WWE topic, did WWE, did they pull Anderson and Gallows from all upcoming events?
I've seen several stories about it. I haven't seen anything confirmed, but I have seen the rumors, and if that's true, they're probably not re-signing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. I'm guessing AEW is where they're heading, or what do you think?
Yeah, they might want to head on over there, man. They've done okay in the WWE. It felt like they could have done a lot better to me, but it's not really. I don't want to say it's their fault. I'm guessing it's more booking. I heard the guys got great personalities.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe Vince just doesn't see it.
It does feel like they could have been used better in WWE, and I think they would be a huge asset to AEW if they decide to sign there. And of course, I'm sure they have options to sign in Japan too. So it's not like it's not like there's not opportunities for these guys out there. And I think they're going to wind up somewhere here in the near future if they're not with WWE. And I don't feel like this is a work like I do with the Ambrose thing. I feel like this is more of a real thing here with Anderson and Gallows.
Yeah. Wherever they go, they'll do good. I mean, WWE's had them for a while, and it's that kind of hot and cold booking again.
So what did you think about Raw last night, man? You got anything you want to fill us in on? Anything else that kind of get set in stone there throughout the show, or?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good show all around, except for the Baron Corbin segment. I'm still shaking my head on that. I don't want to believe that's what's really going to happen with that. But other than that, yeah, it was a solid show.
Did you enjoy the match between Angle and Gable?
Yes. Oh, I was so glad he didn't have that robe on, and he was by himself. I like my Chad Gable by himself with realistic looking wrestling gear, not like blue studded underwear with a blue robe. It just don't look right on him, man.
All right, we're not going to argue about the damn robes today. I just don't have the strength, brother. All right, you know how I feel about the robes. I think they're perfectly fine in wrestling, and there's no problem with Gable rocking the robe with me. So,
I love the robes, just not on guys that ain't out there in main events winning titles.
I think Gable's good, man. I think he should be in some kind of title picture. Hell, throw the guy on 205 Live, let him dominate that. Do something with it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan, man. To me, he's extremely underrated. I love the look last night, and I also like that. They didn't just feed him to Kurt. They had a really solid match.
No, it was a beautiful match, man. Yeah, and the crowd was hot for it. I mean, the crowd loved it.
Yeah. That for a Chicago crowd last night, there were parts of that where it didn't even seem like a Chicago crowd.
So what did you think about the segment where, was it the Moment of Bliss, and then was it Elias came out to play his song like he usually does, and Alexa promised he wouldn't be interrupted, and here comes the conga line or whatever it's called, and Big Otis leading it. What did you think about all that?
I really like Big Otis. I'm not sure about Tucker because he hasn't showed too much personality. I'm digging Otis. I see the Chris Farley work that he's done there.
Big time.
But the other what's his name? The No Way Jose. He kind of hurts my stomach, man. I almost want to turn the TV off when he comes out.
How many TVs did you break last time you saw him come out?
I broke two. Now, did you see his new hairdo? I thought that was Naomi's hair almost. You like that?
No, I just thought, did you kind of liking the whole like Daniel Bryan's Seattle Seahawks gear when he would rock that? I don't see why you didn't like No Way Jose's hair. I just don't get what the hell your issue is, man.
It's the whole. It's like this is the Adam Rose gimmick, and I wasn't a fan of that either. It's like this whole gimmick all over again. It's like as wrestling fans, it's like they do know we remember Adam Rose, right? It just don't. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of that. Only thing I liked about that was Otis. I really dig him, man. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, Otis coming out with No Way Jose, I thought was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I would like to see a little more out of him, man. He's actually pretty good wrestler.
I don't see how you don't like No Way Jose, man. I thought he was like. I'm trying to find, and I'm looking back through some of our old emails where we was talking back and forth about some of these NXT guys, and I swear I've got one somewhere, and I'm going to screenshot it, where you were saying that No Way Jose was the man, and you just couldn't wait to see him called up to the main roster.
Somebody must have been there that day, man, pretending that was me. Definitely not me, man. I'm glad.
This one has an attachment. This email has an attachment. What's this sound here? What is this? Hold on a second here. So I'm just looking through these attachments here, dude. Can you just give me a moment? Let's see. This one. Here's another email you sent me. And when I call your phone, it's like enjoy this ringback tone. Here's what's playing. So I don't know, dude. I think you're lying, honestly.
Stop the torture.
No, brother, I see what you mean about No Way Jose, but I guess there's a place for it somewhere. Just hopefully not on the show much longer. Hopefully they can repackage. Because I will say this about No Way Jose: he's a hell of a wrestler, man. If they could just kind of give him some kind of gimmick that works, I think it could.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is too. I'm just not digging it. It's the
the guy's a hell of a wrestler. You know, if we're going to be honest, because we're not on this show. Even though we're just cutting up and having fun, I guess like you always like to say too, we're not here to bury anybody or nothing like that. We're just cutting up and having fun, just kind of voicing our opinions. But I really do think the guy's a phenomenal wrestler if they just kind of maybe package him correctly.
Yeah, and you know, kudos to him too. He's got to know himself that, man, this Adam Rose's gimmick, and he does the best he can with it. So, you know, it's like what you just said, man. Maybe if, you know, repackage, maybe a more serious character, you know, I could get behind him.
So, what else in the show stood out to you? What was the last match of the night? Was it Rollins versus McIntyre? And what happened there with that segment?
McIntyre got another win. I almost get this feeling he's going to try to work himself into the main event at WrestleMania.
Well, I saw where you was telling me that this morning in pre-production on the show, and I was just wondering how the hell that's going to happen, because then who's Roman going to wrestle?
Yeah, true. Yeah, he probably will lock up with Roman. But he's definitely probably going to have a title shot maybe at the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I could see that coming here. And I was glad to see Brock on TV last night, too. It's good to see the champion out there every once in a while. And I'm just kind of hoping he doesn't drop this title to Seth. You know, I just really don't want to see that happen. But if it does, then that's fine. But, you know, maybe he'll drop it to Seth, and Seth will drop it to Drew, then Drew will drop it to Roman. Maybe that's where they're heading ultimately anyway, like SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, you could be right. I would like to, man, I think the Shield needs to let some other guys get in there and do something different. It feels like every year it's the same people in the main event.
Yeah, every year it's I'm not as tired of seeing the Shield as I'm tired of seeing these Triple H appearances at WrestleMania.
Oh God, man! Well, and what about Batista out there looking like a 1980s coke dealer?
Oh wow! Find him up there in the Bronx. That's right.
Yeah, man.
Like corner in the Bronx,
like
you see Batista.
Yeah, the first time I seen him on there, I felt like he was going to try to sell me coke, and the second time I felt like he was going to try to put a hit out on my wife.
You ain't lying, dude. Yeah,
I love Batista. I hope he destroys Triple H.
Yeah, I bet you're trying to backtrack a little bit now, damn it. You don't want to see you out somewhere at one of these events, you know, what? We're out jobbing our podcast somewhere, and Dave Batista can give you a real shot.
He's got some history here in Louisville, man. OVW is right down the street, so I better be careful.
So he really does too. He might catch you at out of the mall, St. Matthews, or anywhere, dude. You never know.
Yeah, he knows the terrain.
We've got one last topic to touch on today, since we're kind of on the topic of Lesnar and stuff too. Did you see what Dana White had to say recently? Dana White on Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier. I think it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, Brock's gonna get that money, man. Win or lose. Yeah, he's going to cash that check for sure. So
you think we'll see him back in the octagon sooner rather than later?
Oh, yeah. He's going to bounce back. As long as he can pass his physical, he'll get in there and get that big check.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a hell of a smart businessman.
He really is, too, man. He really is. And really, he's performed well in the octagon, considering that it's just anything can happen in a real shoot fight like that. You know, anything can happen in there. And, I think he's lost 2 matches, but he's really only got beaten bad once. You know, the other one was kind of got caught with that freak ankle lock by Frank Mir.
Yeah, and Brock is just wired different. I don't even think the lose is even bothering him.
I don't know. I think that loss to Vasquez bothered him a little bit. He was a little busted up in that one, dude.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, right after, but it almost feels like he's the kind of guy, like, after it's over, he's like, what's next?
Oh, yeah, well said.
Like,
yeah,
he doesn't dwell on it too much.
No, he's ready to move on and keep cashing in paychecks, baby.
Yeah, really underrated when it comes to that. I think a lot of people look at him as, he's just this big jock that doesn't talk to anybody. I think there's a lot more to Mr. Lesnar than what we see.
That's true, man. Maybe one day we'll get to see the real, like, Brock Lesnar, some kind of, like, true Hollywood story. Wouldn't it be crazy if, like, in his home he actually hosts, like, tea parties and things like that?
Yeah, he's like a wild man. He's got all these thousands of friends. You're like, what? What's going on?
No, he's like some kind of, like, really, like, interior decorator, and he's, like, a huge fan of Martha Stewart living and all kinds of things like that. He's really
He's a member of the book club and likes baking.
Right, yeah, it'd be crazy.
Brock, we're just joking. I know you're not going to hear this, but if you do, please don't kill him.
Oh no, we're just trying to cut up. Yeah, please do not. Yeah, we do.
He also
we
has
don't want it,
history
brother.
here in Louisville, Kentucky, over here at OVW.
Yeah, he does too. That's right, man. We are right up the road from these guys' old stomping grounds, man. We better tread lightly, brother.
Yeah, they know the terrain.
That's right. All right, man. Well, I guess today's been a fun episode, dude, but, we're kind of hitting that 30-minute mark, and that's kind of where we like to hop out every day. We got 100 more topics to touch on. Actually, we probably don't, dude. I'm fresh out of material, and I know you don't have a damn thing ready as usual, so we're going to head off here, brother. Before we do, man, do you want to go ahead and put a bow on this, baby?
Yeah, for everybody to listen to us today, thank you. Let us know if you like us. If you didn't, drop that King Kong Bundy splash on us for the 5 count, and we're going to get this out to our Facebook affiliate pages. Share the podcast on Bliss Army, Becky Lynch Mob, the Hitman Hart Fan Club, Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlito's Caribbean Cabana, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, WWF, LJ, and Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling in all capitals. And if you're ever in Louisville, check out the South Louisville Toy and Antique Mall on 4150 East Blue Lick Road, Louisville, Kentucky. And that's about it for me, brother.
All right, brother, man. I appreciate you having that list ready every day, because you don't have a damn thing else ready, but you do have the list. And for you having that, brother, you just made my list, so I truly appreciate it. And yeah, guys, if you like us out there, put us over, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. Don't forget, this guy Clyde right here is going to take a guitar shot on video for you guys if we're lucky enough to hit 1K subscribers. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on this podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.